G-Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. And oh boy, is it a special block party, because not only is my right hand on the G-Show when it comes to Godzilla, my brother G73, a.k.a. Mexi, a.k.a. Chase, joining me, but we have the return of someone very dear to my heart. It's been a very long time, almost 2 years, since he's graced us with his presence. And I'm talking about none other than Gam Z1 himself. Andrew, my brother, what the fuck is up, man?
What's up?
It's good to have you back, brother. Good to have you back. And of course, Chase, what's up, my brother?
Oh, man. Is it Friday or Monday?
Oh, it's definitely Friday right now as of this recording.
It feels like a Monday for me.
It's my Tuesday.
That's close enough to a Monday.
I'm happy it's my Friday, and not only any Friday, but May 17th, which means it's 2 weeks away from the premiere. Well, not the real premiere, but from Godzilla King of the Monsters drop. We are 2 weeks away. That's gonna come in a flash. I can't wait because we were like pining for this last July when we saw that first trailer. We were like, oh, it can't come soon enough. Can't come soon enough. And here we are.
I have been listening to the Serge Tankian cover of Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla on loop for the past 2 weeks.
That's what I've been pretty much doing too. But Mr. Our DM here, our podcast DM, our podcast dungeon master, he doesn't like the song.
Yeah, so you're old school and you like the original.
I like the original. Funny. Hell, I even like the Technoverse version.
He's so old he likes the Puff Daddy version.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something right now. Make no mistake about it. When I was backyard wrestling, that was my theme music. You damn right it was. You damn right it was.
Puff Daddy. I hear that the '98 just got a 4K Blu-ray release.
I have that. I have not watched it yet, but I have that. And it's been out for a while.
It just got a 4K?
I think so.
No.
I believe you, but I could have swore there was one out. Or maybe not 4K, but I knew there was some high-def version out there, but cool.
Yeah, a lot of people have been reporting finding it at Walmart.
I got mine off of Amazon for like $3, so score one for the good guys.
I think, it's kind of interesting because my Walmart, they're stocking up on a whole bunch of Godzilla movies again, and there's a lot of Shin Godzilla movies that haven't left the shelf.
And that's the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining. No, just kidding. No, listen, look, before we let's start off with what we cannot ignore. This week marked the 5th anniversary of Legendary's Godzilla. 5 years ago, this past, I think, Wednesday, Gareth Edwards and Legendary released Godzilla to much fanfare on my part. You know how much I love this movie, right? And, I mean, that movie is basically the catalyst to where we're at today, 2 weeks out from the sequel. It also was the reason why we got Kong Skull Island. There might be other factors at work here. Maybe the success of Pacific Rim. Maybe more the success of One Jurassic World. I'm just saying, $1 billion movie means big bucks for the studio. Means we can dump some things into other projects. That all being said, 5 years ago, we saw Godzilla blow atomic breath down a Muto's throat, rip its head off, and throw it into San Francisco Bay. And to this day, it's still one of the greatest Godzilla scenes ever to grace the screen. Fight me. But anyhow, what do you think? I'm going to start with you, Games, because you haven't been here for a while. Well, what's your feelings for G14?
So, for the 16th, the actual anniversary, I actually popped in my Blu-ray of Godzilla 2014 on my new setup. I got a 65-inch TV, surround sound system. Pretty much I have a home theater in my room.
Go into your house.
All right. And I must say, the movie has held up surprisingly well, in my opinion. Yeah, there are some elements that could be better, but that's any movie. I still enjoy the first half immensely. I enjoyed the introduction of the Mutos. The Mutos were, in my opinion, pretty memorable kaiju. Not the most memorable, but pretty memorable.
Right.
And Godzilla himself, oh boy. Yes, we got teased quite a bit until the final act, but that first entrance of Godzilla, the pan-up shot to get to his face, and that ear-splitting roar, goosebumps every time. Even just watching that one scene on YouTube is just fantastic.
I agree. What about you, Chase, man? Feelings toward G14?
No, I mean that's a pretty spot on. I mean, in my own words, if maybe, I mean, I've been watching 2014 almost every night since July of last year. But I do that with my movies. I do my binges. And I mean, I did that with Jurassic World for Fallen Kingdom, and I'll probably do the same. I mean, but it's funny. I mean, I've been watching Jurassic Park every night since I started doing that, and I mean, I just watched it again last night. But anyways, so I've been doing it with the MonsterVerse movies with Kong and Godzilla, and I go back because it's a movie where I enjoy it quite a bit, but it's one of those movies that you enjoy, but if you were given the opportunity to do it yourself, you would have done it differently. And that's what I go as I watch it, and I'm like, what can I do different here? What would I do different here? What would I do different here? And with doing so, I mean, I go through, and I don't know about you guys, but I go through like all the bonus footage, and I listen to the commentary, and I listen to what Gareth was talking about, what he wanted to do, and how the movie was made and stuff like that. And I go back and I look at it now as, yeah, it wasn't the absolute greatest Godzilla movie ever, but it sure is one of the best ones we've gotten I mean, I don't know if you could even say the best one we've gotten in the past decade, because there hasn't been anything in almost a decade. But it definitely is the start. It's one of those things in this case where you gotta walk before you can run. And I felt like for an intro, it was a very decent movie for what it was. And if you go back there and listen to what Gareth Edwards says and why he did certain things this way and why certain things he did that way and why this happened and why this was cut out and stuff, it really made me appreciate the movie a lot better going from that understanding. I mean, yeah, I still wish, because when you read the Art of Destruction book, it talks about a lot of scenes that were taken out, and especially the ocean battle that they were going to have. I wish they kept that scene, because that probably would have made the movie, a lot of people's irks and stuff about it there wouldn't have been as much with that scene kept in. But I enjoy the film a lot more. I have a more better appreciation of the film now than I did. And with the new movie coming out, it's just going to it just kind of it adds that kind of like flavor and respect to it, and it just adds more of the hype for me. And I'm proud of the movie. I'm glad that's where it was at. And I have a couple of versions. I had the standard version, then I had a Blu-ray, and then I got another Blu-ray of 2014. And the one Blu-ray that I have, its quality is just beautiful. But it's weird because compared to the two, it's the better out of them, even though it's the same type of Blu-ray as the other one that I got. So I don't know what's that all about, but it's a decent movie in my collection. It's a fun intro movie to the MonsterVerse, and I'm excited to see this next installment. I'm as much as I'm sure as we all are.
So it holds up, huh?
What's up?
It holds up, huh?
Yeah, it holds up. I mean, yeah, of course, if I'm not going to have some issues with it, but like what Andrew said, there's a lot of movies that everybody has issues with, and of course, like, would I've liked to have seen Bryan Cranston lived, till the very end, or done something with Serizawa? Sure. Would I've liked to have seen Godzilla fight some more in Hawaii? Yeah. But I think for what we got and what Gareth Edwards was wanting to do, I think it stands alone a lot better than people credit it.
Yeah, it holds up for me. What about you, Gams? Does it hold up for you?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like, the special effects are still mind-blowing to this day. The scale of the monsters is something that has to be commended. Like, all of the wonderful shot compositions that are taken from, like, inside buildings, inside cars, from ground level. You never really see a shot of the monsters in the movie that is, like, impossible without, like, being in a helicopter or something. It's always this on-the-ground type of looking up at the monsters. And that's just amazing to me, And, yeah, I too kind of wish that Bryan Cranston stayed until the end, but it is what it is, The director and the writers had different plans. Now, do I think Ford is as bland as people make him out to be? Not at all. He's a soldier, and he was just trying to get back to his family, and that was completely understandable,
Yep.
He was kind of just thrust into this situation without any way to know which way was up. And the whole thing was just following him, witnessing all of this fantastical stuff, and just trying his best to handle it as professionally as possible.
Can I add something real quick to that? A lot of people overlook the fact that he was going to sacrifice himself at the very end of the movie. With him on the boat and the nuke going off, and he just falls back down on the boat, And I feel a lot of people don't realize, you realize he was going to give his life at that point. They said there was no rendezvous, there was no extraction, and then last minute he gets picked up by the helicopters, and it's one of those things where it's like, I think not a lot of people understand what he was going to do, and I was adding that note just on the fact, like you brought up, he's not as bland as a lot of people think, and I agree. I mean, he in the true profession of being a soldier like that, you are keen to being disconnected like that. And when I realized, what in the all actuality of what was going to happen at that point, it adds a little bit of a layer. He has, there's a more character development there, more of a, an unselfish act, and he did that twice. So, yeah, I just wanted to add that. A lot of people overlook it.
Yeah, of course. They always just kind of wave off the human characters, especially in 2014, because they kept on cutting away from the monsters, what the audience wants to see. And with them doing that, they just kind of ignore everything out of frustration. But when you really rewatch it and look at the story, look at the characters, and don't pay attention to the monster stuff very much, you notice things about characters that you thought were once bland.
Yep. I tell you right now, man, y'all hitting all the points for me. I don't gotta say nothing. I don't have to say nothing. Y'all know how I feel about Ford Brody. He my favorite American actor in a Godzilla movie to date. Until I see this one, then who knows? Who knows who becomes my new favorite? But as of right now, it's Ford Brody. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, two beefs I have with the movie. I too wanted Bryan Cranston to live. I would have liked to see him and Serizawa, make it through to the end. Hell, I would have loved to see Bryan Cranston be a part of Monarch. He might not even had a role in this movie coming up, fine. But just know that he's there. He's a part of Monarch now, and it's out there. I'm cool with that. And yes, I too, with the age-old adage, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Or something to that effect. And that's what the cutaway sequences. One time was cool. I can't lie. I was like, oh man, they got me in Hawaii. But I wasn't really that upset about it. It was the other one, the one in San Francisco when they cut away. I thought that was, yeah, dude. You killed Bryan Cranston. You got to give us something else. And they did. And so those are my only two gripes of the movie. Other than that, I love it. Like you said.
Do you guys think that Godzilla, King of the Monsters, will have the same type of intro that 2014 Kong Skull Island had, where they do those kind of like back homage type things? That was one of the things that I loved about 2014 was its like beginning credits.
I think that's a part of it. Oh, go ahead, Gang.
Oh, I feel that we'll get something similar, but maybe a little more modern day kind of looking, where it's kind of like the opening is like almost kind of like a montage recap of what happened in the 2014 movie, kind of like the intro credits to Final Wars.
That'd be kind of cool.
Not as edgy.
Yeah, no like dubstep Godzilla march playing.
Yeah.
Hey, you leave that damn theme alone. I love that shit, bro.
Oh, I do too. I have a soft spot for it.
I'll piggyback off that, but I'm gonna bring it back somewhat. I'll tone it down a bit. What I think they might do is, they're gonna have that Monarch style opening. They'll touch upon G14. Hell, they might touch upon the events of Kong. But what they will touch upon is the deities of Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Rodan. And possibly other kaiju that we don't know. There's 17 others that are out there. I think they're going to do something like that. A lot of redactions and things to that nature. We'll see the cave paintings of Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah or Mothra. We'll see all of that stuff in a different light. Maybe some new imagery. Things like that. I think that's what we'll get to open up this movie.
It would be really cool to see like some of the old, like the ancient civilization worshiping the monsters. I think that would be pretty cool, like especially with Mothra, old school Infant Island, Pharaoh Island type stuff.
I think, you know what? I think when Michael Dougherty says it's in there, I think that's what he means by it's in there. I think it's in the opening credits, and it's something like Infant Island, and it's like a giant Mothra larva, and then just two girls standing in front of it. I think that's what he means. Because, look, I'm all for seeing the Twin Fairies and stuff, but I don't know. Do you think it might be a little hokey in this movie? And I know this movie is going away from like the what's the word called, the quote unquote realness of Godzilla 14, and they're going for the monster action. They're bringing it back. They're making a Toho style Godzilla movie with an American budget, American crew. But I don't know, man. I think it'd just be a little hokey. That's just me.
I think it just comes down to how it's delivered. If you have two Barbie doll sized girls walking around, yeah, that's one thing to be like, wow, that's noticeable. But if it's delivered in a well respected way, that kind of has that essence, but makes it realistic for the audience, because you're already pushing the envelope with these giant monsters being worshipped by civilization from eons, being mentioned from thousands and thousands of years. So it wouldn't be out of the realm to me of having two other, or just twin characters like that. But if they're the size of a Barbie doll, maybe.
I'm not talking Barbie. I'm talking about a cave painting of like Mothra, and in front of Mothra too.
In that case, not at all. In that case, not at all, because like that would be a thing where I feel like only the hardcore Godzilla fans would catch.
Yeah.
I think like if you're just an average Joe going to go see it, you're not gonna understand what two people standing next to Mothra represents.
Right. What about you, Games?
I seem to recall the last time, or maybe the past couple times I was here, there was reports back during the production that Mike Doherty and them were out hiring Asian twins. So we may get the twins, but they may not be the size of Barbie dolls. They may just be a pair of psychic children or whatever.
Like Mallory and the other girl from France in the Godzilla comics?
Yeah, like them.
I wouldn't mind that. I look, any which way, we know there's going to be an homage to the fairies. Any which way is cool with me. I'm again doing 2 weeks away from this, and I'm like, yo, what?
I know it's almost like just we're teasing ourselves just even thinking about it.
Oh, dude, we've been doing that though since July of last year when we saw the first trailer.
I know, but now because it's so close, it like hurts.
But yeah, man, I'm really not. Now that you mentioned that, I'm really looking forward to seeing that opening segment, the intro, if you will, because I mean they did a good job with Kong Skull Island too. I thought I enjoyed the Kong one. To me, that Godzilla intro though was perfection. I was a great way to set that movie's mood for Godzilla. For me, I was like, whoa, hey, what's going on?
It's funny looking back at like Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island and like thinking about all of the rumors and the stuff people were talking about, like how that one was going around where in the Kong trailer they thought that the trees in the trailer were supposed I can't say that right now. Yes, they were supposed to resemble Godzilla's dorsal fins, and it looking back, all that stuff makes me laugh. Like, and it's just going to be interesting seeing in 2014, like in King of the Monsters, what stuff was speculated and what stuff is totally off what we like all thought. But just talking about like the intro video, it just got me thinking about like, the stuff in Kong that was speculated that didn't come true, and then like for King of the Monsters, it's just a big tease, No. And I think
we have had so many plot leaks about this film that I hope almost all of them are just false.
Okay,
because at this point, if any of them were true, I'm going to be mad at somebody.
So just so you know, Game, just so you know, I've been seriously, and so is Chase, which I'm still surprised by this. But we've been staying away from like anything involving this movie because we want to go into the theater just like boom in your face, like here we go. Because I felt like Kong ruined it. I felt the trailers for Kong showed the movie. It showed like all the dope scenes for Kong. They showed them, and then they might have been like maybe 3 minutes added on. The only thing, even if you splice that freaking helicopter sequence together from the trailers, you've seen damn near the whole entire helicopter sequence in the trailers. So I was like, damn, they left nothing to the imagination. I decided to stay away from the trailers. It's not been working, especially over the last couple of days. Chase, I gotta tell you the truth here. I gotta tell you the truth, brother. I've been watching things, and I can't stop, but it's getting me hyped.
Dude, man, I got rid of my Facebook and my Instagram for all that.
Well, it's all right. So it's more like, have you gone on the Monarch website, the Monarch Sciences site?
Oh, yeah, so, I've done that.
Have you gone on it today? Because I don't know how long they've been doing this now, but I was on, I think, Wednesday, and it wasn't like...
the Titans are on the move now.
The Titans are on the move! I saw this today!
Well, I saw that when Monarch was like talking about it on their Twitter, because I'm on Twitter, but I'm not on Instagram, because like I don't care if Monarch posts it, but if like someone spoils it on Instagram, that's when I'm like, I want to at least be told if it's a spoiler, but like the stuff they post on stuff like that, like to me, like that's not too bothersome.
No, because what they do is they add to the mythology, and they're very cryptic with it, and that's a very good. That's a great marketing ploy. Great marketing ploy.
But yeah, I think like the only thing that I spoiled for me, which was on purpose, was I'm not even going to talk about it because I think
I know.
And
I think I
did it on purpose because I got tired of talking about it and arguing about it, and I did it to find out. And I think at this
this point, it's safe to assume that I might have seen a still
but I
picture.
bring that up because the Monarch Sciences page, when you look at if you have the clearance, the crimson clearance, they tell you. So.
Gotcha. Well, all I know is, so Gam, you've seen this now, right? You've seen that they're on the move. I loved it. I was on literally just a couple of hours ago and I saw this. I was like, holy crap. Because I was on, I think, Wednesday, and it wasn't like that yet. But I love the new look.
Apparently, King Ghidorah's in South America.
Yep.
Godzilla's hot on his trail in the Pacific Ocean.
And Mothra's over the
left
Pacific.
Indonesia and is in the middle of the either Atlantic or the Pacific.
It's in the Pacific because Mothra and Godzilla look like they're on a collision course.
And I think Rodan is completely demolishing Las Vegas again. So rip them.
Damn, that sucks because I'm looking out my window right now and all I see is a bunch of crows. It's funny too because when I looked at Rodan's, I mean you can't even see the line. It's that small compared to the pulsating images of where they're at. But I loved it because they gave Godzilla his bio in this. They gave you
they finally gave Godzilla his bio.
I thought that was awesome. I loved it. And I love the writing behind it. I love the writing behind all of it. It adds to the mythology. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't.
And how many feet is it? Does it say, does it say he's 393 feet?
No, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't read his his height on
390s. I don't know if it's exactly 393, but it is in the 390s.
That's a lot bigger than Shin Godzilla.
Well, they did say something over 300.
Now we are officially in a phallus measuring contest.
Yeah, but I just thought that was funny because Japan was saying he's only a couple feet bigger, and now it's if he's 390 something feet, that's almost dwarfing him.
Well, that's okay. I'm not mad at that at all. But
I just thought it was funny because there was a lot of people complaining about it. And
I'm glad that Legendary has not stooped to the level of Godzilla Earth. That's too big.
I agree. But like I was saying, what I'm loving about these bios and stuff is that they don't contradict or compromise. They don't compromise nothing that Toho has done. And it kind of works in concert, if you will. It's a beautiful dance of what we've had before and what we're getting now, this new beginning, if you will. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I love the idea of Godzilla evolving. I mean, I think that's kind of interesting because what have we in a continuity? Help me with the word here. Yeah, continuity. We've only had him grow on screen maybe once, and that's only in the Heisei series, right?
Yeah, from Biollante to King Ghidorah, that's when he got bigger.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I don't think we've ever really gotten him growing bigger or mentioning he's grown bigger in other past movies.
Did he not get a little bit bigger in Destroyer because of the radiation absorption of
No, I think he
Island?
stayed 100 meters.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was still 108 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, all right. Godzilla 2014 still holds up. I love it. It appears Chase still loves it. It appears Gam Z1 still loves it. By the way, I love you, Gam. I'm happy you're back, bro. I missed you, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice having a new old occurring, member join. Usually it's just me and Ray scrapping it out.
I have been away from the fandom for a long time.
It's understandable.
It was getting kind of tiresome with all the fandom stuff. And, I was hyped for King of the Monsters, but back then it was still years away.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to talk about.
Well, there's a shit ton to talk about now. We're going to get into it because here we are in the half-hour mark. And we got to talk about what dropped this week. Ladies and gentlemen, and it's that NECA. I can't even finish this one.
Oh, God.
I can't. I still was thinking, I was like, what am I looking at? Because it's... Okay, composure. It's the NECA Godzilla figure for 2019. And What?
I want to at least add, or just say first, the one thing about the Atomic Blast figure that's coming out, at least they can't screw up the eyes on that one.
Dude,
It's just a blue hue.
ladies and gentlemen, I mean, like, good God almighty, I have 2 NECA figures, and I loved each one of them, but holy crap, this is wacky. This is... Oh man, I look. I'm not a toy collector like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I see it, or if I'm like I could get that and I can afford it, chances are I'm picking it up. Looking like that, I'm not picking that figure. I just cannot bring myself to do that. But
NECA just tried really hard to make a toy based off of their own version of a Shawa suit.
Yeah, it's funny because right now, as we're talking through Hangouts, Gam Z1 has got his NECA 2019, and he's just, he's clapping his fingers on it like a mad evil genius. And you know what? The floor is yours, because we've had conversations in the past about figures, and I know you know your stuff. So you know what? Take it away, Gams.
Okay. This thing right here that I am holding in my hand is atrocious. All right? The body sculpt and detail are phenomenal. Let me get that out of the way. The body sculpt and the detail on the dorsal spines, the scales, all that is great. But the paint quality control is a joke. Mine came so googly-eyed that it boggles the mind. Literally, his right eye was barely even painted. It was just white with a singular tiny red dot in the bottom left corner. I literally had to take a Sharpie fine point and color over the eyes so that he's at least somewhat presentable.
See, NECA's new thing is making their customers finish their toys for them.
Exactly. And not only that, I'm going to show this for you two. The YouTube people can't see it, but look at this. All right. Here's one of the feet, and here's the other foot. They're both the same foot. I got 2 right feet on the left and right leg.
God.
NECA, what are you doing? Okay.
Afraid to see the monster figure.
Wait, I want to ask you a question.
I have
Gang, let me ask you a question real quick. Did you pre-order that?
I did not. I at first did at the Big Bad Toy Store. But afterwards, once I learned that NECA was selling it directly on their eBay a few days early, I bought it from that.
Okay.
And I actually contacted NECA, hoping to at least get a replacement foot so I could just pop off one of them and have 2 matching feet, right? But no, they just told me to return the thing. And I'm like, are you serious?
They might paint the eye for you.
All I want is a replacement foot. It's not that hard. You gave me one for the Shin Godzilla that I bought from your eBay store that had a foot completely missing out of the box.
Wow.
Why won't you give me a foot now?
Wow. That's terrible, man. It's funny you said that one little dot in the eye. Maybe they thought they were making Shin Godzilla. They're still trying to push that.
Oh my goodness. All of these Godzilla 2019 figures, their eye positions would better suit Shin Godzilla's to the T.
Oh my God! We're gonna get Chase. We're gonna get a Shin Godzilla that looks like normal Godzilla. Like the eyes are gonna be dope.
It's the gray new Godzilla.
Okay, let me get into something here.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a specific set of criteria when it comes to my collectibles. Okay, if it's a dumb, cheap kids toy, I'm not expecting good paint detail. I'm not expecting good quality. Okay, it's a kids toy, right? But these NECA figures are on the box aimed at adult collectors ages 16 and up. With that kind of, touting, you expect a certain level of quality, all right? You expect at least decently painted eyes, decently painted claws, decent detail, and For the most part, especially their 1962 figure.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that 1962 figure is fantastic.
It really is. I still haven't even taken mine out the box.
If you present us a figure of that quality and then give us this, what are you doing? And then I've touted this to various groups on Facebook, and everybody says the exact same thing. This is why I pre-ordered the Monster Arts. Monster Arts is just as guilty, okay?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm worried. I'm worried Monster Arts because they always screw up the eyeballs.
Yeah, sometimes I consider them worse because they do the exact same things at nearly triple the price.
Oh man. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. I can't even lie. I'm nervous because on one hand, I never got me a 2014 figure. I would have liked to had a 2014 figure. I got the big giant Jakks Pacific one. I think it was Jakks Pacific one. The one that's about 2.5 feet tall or something like that. I love that figure.
I would actually recommend the 2014 figure. And they're actually on their Amazon and on their eBay, they're reselling the thing at MSRP.
Really?
Isn't the 24-inch one that roars?
It's both. There's the 6-inch, 12-inch long, and the 12-inch, 24-inch long one.
Yeah, I got those two as well, and I agree. Those ones are good ones, but they're also not very. Those ones aren't as hard to really screw up. They're all the same color.
They had the weird snake eyes, but at least the weird snake eyes were centered.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, like, let's just face that. Jakks Pacific did a good job.
With the spine colors.
When Jakks Pacific makes this hard, hollow piece of garbage, screw hole in thing, but has better eyes than NECA, that is a problem.
That thing looks good. I gotta be honest. I kind of dig that Jakks Pacific figure. I might just get that one. Screw articulation.
This one's out at Walmart for like $20.
Oh yeah, screw articulation. Give me that.
And it's huge too because I have mine on my TV desk, and I love it. It's huge, so you make sure you got shelf space.
It's insane the amount of money you get charged. I mean, I know NECA is more of a decent price than the Monster Arts figures, but it's insane still. You want to pay a decent amount of money for these figures, and they're telling certain points of articulation is just more about detail, and then the detail is off. Case in point, 2 right feet for Gam's Godzilla. What?
I think Randy and the gang decided to screw up Godzilla because we were all complaining about King Ghidorah.
It's all a revenge plot, I swear.
I believe it.
No revenge plots. Apparently, the Mothra figure that's coming out was supposed to have a Mothra larva to come with it. Like, if you go to the Big Bad Toy Store page for the Mothra NECA figure, you will see a picture of that larva in the listing for the pre-order. But yet, NECA just recently announced, oh no, that picture was not even supposed to get on the internet. We had no plans for a Mothra larva.
When it was professionally promoted by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a load of bull.
Wait a minute.
What are they doing over there?
Hold up. Are we talking about the images that came out of these toys? Because I don't remember if it was Monster Arts or NECA that had a miniature botfly looking larva. Remember?
Yeah, Chase? That was NECA.
That was NECA.
That was the
Toy Fair, right? The Toy Fair back in.
Yeah.
That was the one we called the Freddy Krueger worm from Freddy vs. Jason, right?
Yeah.
That was NECA?
That was NECA.
And then
apparently that image was not supposed to get online because that was in like pre-prototype phase, and it never got past that.
Oh wow!
Do you know what happens, Toho Kingdom? You screwed up. You posted it online. Well, NECA gave you the photo to share, so
you can't blame Toho Kingdom for that. If NECA gave
I'm not. That's why I said NECA's the one that gave you the photo.
We love you, Toho Kingdom. How you doing?
I mean, like I said, that larva picture is on the listing for the pre-order for Mothra on the Big Bad Toy Store. So anybody who's pre-ordering the Mothra off of that website is going to expect that larva, and when they don't get the larva, they're going to be mad.
That's upsetting, man. That really is upsetting because the the pictures. I mean, as much as you could blow them up, pixelation issues, it doesn't look that good. Just because, but I wanted to get my hands on that and look at it with my eyes, like the details of that, because the botfly Mothra larva. I mean, it's still like this an anomaly to me. Like I like the idea and the I like where they go with it. But it's like, you're so used to seeing Mothra as one thing, right? Especially larva form Mothra. And then we're getting this completely different thing. I mean, everything else looks like, but with the exception of, Queen Mothra having fucking legs now. It's just so different, so radically different that I want to just look at it and analyze and just be like, what the hell makes it say? And now you can't even get the figure. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't going to be a bang-up job anyway, but still, I would have liked to see that and, hold it in my hands and have it as a pet.
It's the movie authenticity,
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, we'll be getting hopefully a pretty decent Mothra figure because her eyes are solid blue. They cannot screw up the eyes.
Hold her beer.
All right, let me ask y'all a question. I don't know if this is true or if it's just a rumor going around. I'm not sure. Again, I don't collect the figures like that. Is it true NECA's doing a King Ghidorah now?
No.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of that.
Then it was a rumor started by someone.
The rumor going around, especially on the Toho Kingdom forums, is that NECA's holding off the Ghidorah until Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw something else. Go ahead, Chase.
It would make sense because, I'm sure you saw that a long time ago too, Andrew. But it's just like a long time ago when NECA did announce they were doing figures for all the monsters, and then said they're not, and then now they're trying to give us all these other types of excuses for why they're not. So I mean, I could see something coming. I mean, to not make a King Ghidorah regardless of its size. I mean, you have an alien queen figure that's was $100-something, was $70. I mean, fans will buy it. So.
And their big Otachi was a great seller, and that was in the $80 range.
Yeah,
really.
It's just NECA trying to, they. And to me, in my personal opinion, I'm sure a lot of people, seems like NECA has a lot of problems with stuff being leaked, and they try to cover up their tracks, but the way they cover up their tracks comes off as a very conceited way, and it makes them look like a bad guy. And but yeah, who knows? But yeah, I could see King Ghidorah coming out in Comic-Con, but I mean, who knows?
All I want to see at Comic-Con is the trailer for Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong. That's all I want.
Oh, no doubt we'll probably get a trailer.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this.
See, I don't know. I don't mean to catch up. I don't think we're getting one for Comic-Con.
All right.
I think what I'm thinking is that we'll get a trailer, but we won't get a trailer. The people who actually attended Comic-Con will get a trailer. We don't get anything until, later.
Hold on to that thought. That could be in the last 10 minutes of this segment because I like that. I want to touch on that. But I want to ask one more question about as far as figures and toys go, or even kits for that matter. I've never heard of them up until this past week, but Dream Figures apparently has gotten the licensing to do Godzilla King of the Monsters, and they're working on something. And apparently their stuff is pretty top notch. Now I don't think they're articulated figures. I think they're more just statues, model kits.
Yeah, they're more like base statues. They come with the base and stuff.
What do you think of that? Because in all honesty, if they're gonna do all the monsters, not just Godzilla, from what I've seen of their work, I would totally pay about $300 for a King Ghidorah from them. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, for me, I don't have $300 to throw on a toy or a statue. But, for one, we still haven't even seen Bandai Americas yet. And they're supposed to be having something. And we also haven't gotten a hold of Sega's Godzilla 2019 yet. That's supposed to be coming out. And I know that's going to be dirt cheap because they always sell their toys cheap, $20 or so.
Wait. You said Sega? Like Sega? The video game?
Well, Sega, the toy company, they do like SEGA Sega toys. They did Godzilla. They did Godzilla Earth. They did Shin Godzilla. You know, but you can find their toys on Amazon for like $20.
To actually answer your question, yes, it is the same Sega as Sonic the Hedgehog, and they've made a few toys based on Godzilla before.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess it just comes down for the Dreamcast. I think it just depends what photos look like and how affordable they are. You know.
Yeah.
Because another thing too is that if you have SH Monster Arts, who's going to be selling toys, very high price range, you're going to have two toy competitors there that are going to be selling toys, and it's going to be it's basically going to be a battle of who's going to be choosing who, you know.
Hey, I want to know about like Godzilla. Obviously, is a solid figure. There's it's got everything seems proportioned with the toys, but like a King Ghidorah, like could it be possibly maybe too top heavy, or is the base bottom just perfect enough where it's just like it's solid all around? Because that's like one of the things. I know a lot of these people who buy collectors, let me rephrase that. A lot of the collectors that buy the SH Monster Arts figures, they do poses, they take pictures with the toys. Like, it's awesome. I love looking at certain toy photography. You know what I mean? When they can, pull off these cool looking shots or, relive scenes from certain movies. I dig that, but everything is proportioned and made to stand, right? Because I don't want to buy a figure and let's say King Ghidorah and it's tipping over every 5 minutes.
From what I understand, the SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah, in order to hold up his wings, the figure will come with two stands, two Tamashii Nation Act 4 stands, to basically hold his wings up, because they will be too big and too heavy.
Wow.
You can't even pose them like the Jakks Pacific one to where it like leans on its wings?
Maybe. It does not look like there's any articulation cuts in the wings from the pictures I've seen.
That's a good point. But that would be something cool, because that's what I like about the Jakks Pacific King Ghidorah is, it can lean on its wings if you want it to, so where it's like standing up. But again, that's a good question, because I mean, be kind of obnoxious with all the stands, but who knows?
Yeah.
Well, is that the end of your rant, or do you have anything else to say before we continue?
Well, other than the atrocity that is this thing, I don't have much to say about NECA. I'm looking forward to what they have. I really hope they don't screw up Rodan, because Rodan's supposed to have just as detailed eyes as Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
So I really hope they don't screw up Rodan.
Well, you got the Atomic Blast figure coming out in the fall, so...
Yeah, they're probably not going to screw up Mothra or the Atomic Blast, because their eyes are solid blue.
Here we go. Shin Rodan, confirmed.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, man. I might get that figure just because it'll be something to laugh at.
You don't laugh at Rodan. You don't laugh at Rodan on this podcast.
He looks like he is drunk. Yeah.
Well, I will say this though. There is a shot now, especially on the website, on the Monarch Sciences site, where you could click the little video and stuff, and when Rodan is coming out of the volcano, his eye, I don't know, it doesn't irk me. I can't keep saying it irks me. Or is it that part, or is it when he's flying by a plane? His eye.
I think the when he's flying by the plane is the one that kind of.
It's Shin Rodan. I'm so not into it. I'm like, don't do that.
It reminds me of Gaios.
Oh my god, yes, that's it.
And I think that's intentional. If I'm.
Games, you know all about Gauss, don't you? You used to run it.
I know about Gauss.
No. I like what Chase just said. It does kind of feel like Gauss, but from the Hesai movies.
Just the look of the CGI looks like a suit to me.
Well,
I mean, we'll see what happens when we actually see the film. I hope Rodan's eyes aren't Gauss eyes.
Me too. Because he did also have googly eyes in Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Just saying.
Yes, he did.
But all right, real quick, y'all were talking about. Let's talk about this before we wrap up. You don't think we're gonna get a trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong at Comic-Con?
I don't think we're going to get it in July. Just because the movie is, as far as I know, is still being, well, actually it just finished up wraps, believe it or not. Yeah, it just finished up wraps about maybe 2 weeks ago. Adam Wingard posted that it finished, but I think it's just too soon, editing-wise and everything, unless they worked on something. I mean, unless they work on something really quick. I mean, maybe a teaser, but not like a full-fledged trailer. I think, if anything, we'll get it in New York in the fall.
Huh. Okay, Gams.
Yeah, I was thinking, remember that the elusive Comic-Con trailer for 2014 that everybody wanted to see, but every time there was even any hints of it, Legendary would copy strike it.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get a teaser of that quality for Godzilla vs. Kong for Comic-Con, but nothing else.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you there, only because Godzilla King of the Monsters, when that trailer was released, 5 minutes later, it was on YouTube. Nowadays, they're doing things a lot different. They don't hide anything. The only thing they hid was the Avengers Infinity War trailer that they showed at Comic-Con, which kind of ticked me off, because I'm like, show us the damn shit! Show me the damn trailer! But outside of that, if you think about Star Wars Celebration,
I personally feel like Legendary can't afford to hide it. I think it has to be something they do have to show, and unless it's like a really hyped up trailer and they know it is, I mean, yeah, they can take the risk in doing that, but
I'm telling you this right now.
I don't know. I feel like they may not be able to afford to hide it. You know, they want, especially the movie comes out in March of 2020. So to me, that's like, I mean, like if it was me, I would be showing it soon.
Yeah,
you know,
like in 2 weeks, like right after the credits roll for Godzilla King of the Monsters. Are you kidding me? That's what The Matrix did, and guess what? That shit made tons of money, even though that last Matrix movie sucked. But as soon as that second Matrix movie ended, we stayed till the end because they showed the trailer for the next Matrix movie. I think they might have done that for one of the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm not sure. I don't remember. They were so long and long ago, I never watched them again. But it's like I think they might have done that for a Harry Potter one too. It's just one of those things. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I would like it to happen. Because for me, you know for a fact we're going to see King Kong in this movie. There's no doubt in my mind we ain't going to see King Kong in Godzilla King of the Monsters. There's no doubt in my mind.
No, I don't think we are at all.
Well, let me finish.
I don't think we're going to see him in King of the Monsters at all.
But let me finish. I
don't want to. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You bum. I don't think you're going to get a full-fledged sequence with Kong. Absolutely not. But you know for a fact his name is going to pop up somewhere. And, of course, like with Godzilla, you got... Cause he might be in the fucking beginning, like what Gam said earlier. He would see a montage of previous movies. You got to show Kong, footage. Could you imagine Randa's footage of Kong?
And maybe like you said, if there's an after credits, you know.
That's what I mean, and that's what I was getting to. But could you imagine if the intro for King of the Monsters, you know, they're doing all this thing, they're showing cave paintings, and then like Gam suggested, they start showing, let's say, news clips from 2014, or even before that, Randa's film of Kong when they were when they just broke through to the island and there he is in all his glory.
They were filming it.
They were filming it. And I think that was dope because it's a Monarch file now. You know? It's a Monarch file. So things like that, I would love that. And even if it is stock footage of that movie, there's Kong anyway. I think we see Kong at the end of the movie after the credits. But I think what I hope it would be a teaser trailer. A teaser to what we're going to get at Comic-Con. And I'd be totally satisfied with that. Anybody?
I guess time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Time will tell. I'll tell you this, though. You know what? You know, Chase, Gam, you haven't been on the podcast recently. 2 years. But Me and Chase, we go back and forth all the time. We love talking about, you know, where do we think King Ghidorah is going to end up? Is King Ghidorah going to get killed up in this one? Or, in my opinion, he's going to be the big bad of Godzilla versus Kong, because they're not going to fight each other. This is going to be a team-up movie. They might have a disagreement in the first act, but they're going to come together to fight the bigger threat. And we talked, I think it was the last episode, we were talking about where I just want to see Kong, you know, in all his agility, just like run behind, you know, King Ghidorah, jump up on one of his necks, bring it down, and then do the classic Kong jaw rip, and then play with it like he does in every movie.
Throw a monkey wrench into that.
I see what you did there.
I will throw a monkey wrench into that. Get this. Here's my theory. They kill King Ghidorah in King of the Monsters, but the big bad, the terrorist group from King of the Monsters, is going to come back for Godzilla vs. Kong and take the remains of King Ghidorah and make NECA King Ghidorah.
You know, I'm ending the podcast now because he literally stole the fucking idea from my goddamn brain. That's exactly where I was going. That's what I was going to say. You stole it. You're not on the podcast no more. Get out. Holy crap. Dude, that's exactly where I was going. I was going to say, Chase, you know what? I can see King Ghidorah's going to die in this one, but then the terrorist group's going to take him and make him Mecha King Ghidorah, and we're going to have a Mecha in Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's going to be dope. We're going to get a Mecha. That's going to satisfy fans. We're going to get a Mecha.
I think they're going to fight the Claw.
What do you mean the Claw? What are you talking about?
The old Claw movie.
The giant claw?
The giant claw. That's what they're fighting.
What was that? What is that bird's name?
Oversized buzzard.
Wait.
Yeah. Or it's that little that like vulture from Sea Monster.
Yeah, I was saying, what is that? Udaku?
That's the big bad enemy. The giant condor.
Listen, man. Why not?
I would love to see the gargantuas come up.
Well, look, we 2 weeks, 4 Titans, 1 King, 1 Queen, maybe, and 17. Well, not 17, because I mean, I'm guessing. Do they count Godzilla and crew with that 17?
They count all of them: Godzilla, Rodan, Kong, King Ghidorah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mothra.
Kong, forgot about that.
17 and counting.
So we got 12 of hidden kaiju we don't know about. One is definitely going to be Anguirus. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to be heartbroken when it's not, but I don't
Even
care.
if it's not, just pretend that it is.
Don't turn this into a Male Muto situation where it's hashtag Rodan confirmed again.
Dude, all I'm saying is, right now, Rodan confirmed. We did it.
Well, yeah, now it's actually real. But
Yeah, we did it.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that, like, just thinking about it, like, you know, let's say the other kaiju aren't Toho monsters, but let's not say, like, they're not monsters that we haven't seen before from other franchises.
Look, I ain't mad at that.
Wouldn't that be kind of interesting? Like the giant claw.
Well, let me leave off with this, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a pre-screening in LA.
Yep.
Not too long ago, and some people on Twitter were allowed to talk about a little bit about the movie.
Whoa! Slow down before you get into any spoiler territory. We do not.
It's not spoilers.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to listen to this. Go ahead.
One of the guys.
I did see the guy's post, but I wasn't going to go that far because I think it may be a spoiler for Ray.
It's a spoiler. I know it's a spoiler. I know it is. I forgot who I was talking to. Matter of fact, I know my buddy at work. He said something about recognizing something. And I'm like, motherfucker, shut up! So yes, let's not even go that route. What he recognized was King Kong, which means that King Kong gonna be in the damn movie. And that's what I'm staying with until I see the movie, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Chakras.
It's
Skeleturtle.
Dude,
It's Skeleturtle.
What if it's one of those creatures from the Atari games?
The space amoeba.
No. Remember the Atari games? They came out with they had like the volcano monster. They had like
it's Obsidius and Crystalak.
There it is, Crystalak. It's Crystalak. I'm down. But hey, listen, we're gonna wrap it up right here. And listen, 2 weeks left, and we're going to see Godzilla King of the Monsters. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Go see this movie on the best screen possible. Don't go
And
to
I
a
just bought
standard
my
screen.
tickets today, too.
See? Don't go to a standard screen. Go to the IMAX. Go to the Dolby Cinema. Go to a Cinemark XD. Hell, want to get crazy? Go to 4DX and have the damn thing shake, rattle, and roll.
Or watch it like old school and go to a drive-in theater.
Do that after you've seen it 3 times on the IMAX and then just go for shits and giggles. But that's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank my guest here today, Gam Gams. Bro, thank you for joining us tonight on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you, brother. And of course, Chase, G73, I love you, my brother. Thank you for joining us.
No, as always, and thank you to Gam Gams for joining us. It's been nice having you on, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And thank y'all for listening. This is the G Show. We out of here. Peace.